President Biden and Xi Jinping are set for a virtual summit. Xi is expected to invite Biden to the Beijing Olympics, an event that should be canceled, but won't be because the Olympic Committee, just like our current government, is spineless. The virtual summit will be mostly BS. China will promise to work towards solving climate change, a nice promise from a country that always lies, a country that only cares about itself, a country that intentionally spread COVID-19 around the world while protecting itself. A country run by an awful communist government that wants to overtake, dominate, bankrupt, and emasculate the United States. China already has the largest navy in the world, 355 ships, and the country is putting major focus on rapidly developing their military capabilities and increasing their armed forces to fulfill Xi's promise of a world-class military by 2049. While they do that, your military is reading Ibram X. Kendi and getting fired for dodging the vaccine mandate. According to an annual report from the Defense Department, China is increasingly clear in its ambitions and intentions. Beijing seeks to reshape the international order to better align with its authoritarian system and national interests. One way China will do this is by studying their enemy, and that, of course, is us. Take a look at these satellite photos from northwestern China. China's military has built a fake U.S. Navy aircraft carrier and other warships for missile target practice. Doesn't that sound comforting? Naturally, a spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry denied knowing anything about that satellite picture. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby seemed clueless about it as well when he was asked this week.
I haven't seen these images, and they can speak to what their bombing runs look like. That's for them to speak to. What I can tell you is we're focused on developing the capabilities, the operational concepts, making sure we have the resources and the right strategy in place so that we can deal with the PRC as the #1 pacing challenge.
So do you get the feeling that we are just totally unprepared for what China has in store for us? China's intentions are very clear. Look at how they behave with Taiwan and the South China Sea. They make very little effort to hide their agenda, but our government just pretends not to see it because they have no idea how to handle it. You can't really pick a fight with the country that produces all your crap and owns a lot of your debt as well. You just can't. So you marginalize that threat to reduce concern among your people. You call them a competitor when it's painfully clear they are so much more than that. China is not a competitor. They are an instigator, an antagonizer. They're thieves. They're biological terrorists. Calling China a competitor is weak capitulation from a weak government, your government. Monday's big meeting comes as the president is again dodging questions on whether he will press China over the origins of COVID-19. If Biden accepts that invite to the Beijing Olympics, imagine how that would look. Certainly a sign of weakness and capitulation, a sign that America is willing to overlook the damage inflicted on the entire world by the virus that they created in China. But we've always been good at ignoring China's horrific behavior. Here's John Kerry this week asked about China using slave labor to build those solar panels that he loves so much. Take a listen to his answer.
How, in the several months of meetings behind the scenes with China, did you bring up some of those very contentious issues, such as the use of forced labor in Xinjiang for building solar panels? How did you address it, and how did you kind of overcome that in reaching this final?
Well, we're honest. We're honest about the differences, and we certainly know what they are, and we've articulated them. But that's not my lane here.
Certainly not his lane. You know, the climate's not even really his lane. He doesn't seem to care that much about that either, or he wouldn't fly in so many private jets. The Chinese government has no respect for its own citizens, so imagine how much they have for us. In March of this year, a new law went into effect aimed at realigning Chinese society along a number of different levels, including culturally, historically, and socially as well. The new law will punish Chinese citizens who question, criticize, or mock historical figures there. What a difference. In our country, political leaders applaud the trashing of our foundation. Rip down as many monuments as you want. China's law, though, was established in 2018. At least 15 people have already been punished. The country's former vice premier, 75-year-old Zhang Gaoli, was recently accused of sexual abuse by a Chinese tennis star. In a lengthy post uploaded to Weibo, which is their Facebook, 35-year-old Peng Shuai accused Gaoli of forcing her to have sex with him. Oh, the athlete, who became a household name after winning the French Open tennis doubles back in 2014, has not been seen since. It's believed to be the first sex scandal involving a high-ranking member of the Communist Party, probably because nobody ever had the guts to say anything about it. And China sure shut it down fast. So that's who we're dealing with.